these fans, these blind fans, they would support him come what may. Let's not beat about the bush. This book is nasty, isn't it?
I think it's horrendous. I think that the way it's written is that it's a dark cloud over the whole thing. It's always negative. There's nothing positive in there except the Mills and Boone chapter about meeting Meghan and how she's just unbelievably wonderful. That's all right, but I'm sure Meghan has helped him write it because she's beyond perfect. But other than that, it's really a dark place. And if you think that this could have come out while the Queen was still alive, how would she have taken this? Nobody can say that it's perfectly okay to talk about your penis, to talk about your drug taking when your grandmother is still alive. Whether she's a queen or not, I mean, it is absolutely a disgrace. It's disrespectful. And it is completely unnecessary. If he wants to talk about being the spare, which is actually on the minority of the book, it's much more about attacking everyone rather than talking about his situation, then okay. But I think he's done all this revolting stuff to really shock the monarchy, to really punish them, and to get his own back. But one can't help but think that it's just very juvenile. I mean, most of it reads as if somebody's 13, a very stroppy teenager.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's this extraordinary passage which we will not discuss, but I have to relay it to our viewers and listeners. He talks about getting what he described as frostbite of the todger, you know, when he was in the Arctic or something. And a friend told him to soothe it with Elizabeth Arden cream, which apparently was a cream that Princess Diana used a lot, his mother. And so he tells this bizarre passage about, I opened the Elizabeth Arden cream to soothe my aching todger, and immediately the aroma brought back memories of my mother. I mean, that is just strange, isn't it?
Well, it's beyond strange. It's very unhealthy. I think the whole thing, I mean, obviously he can choose who he wants to marry, but actually when he thinks that his wife is actually a second version of his mother, it's a little bit strange all the way through. I mean, Meghan encourages this, that she's Diana too. She's obviously not. She doesn't have to be. Why should she be? She should be Meghan 1. But I think that whole thing is very, very weird.
Bear with me, Angela. I'm going to read out a brilliant small piece that my friend Ali Ross, the TV critic of The Sun, has written this morning in his excellent column. Prince Harry's interview with Tom Bradby was a bit of a shock. I hadn't expected to warm to the lad, obviously. Without the protective cloak of a Netflix edit or the palace's PR department, though, I was slightly taken aback by just how stubbornly, selfishly, vindictively, temperamentally and naturally unpleasant he is, to a degree you don't normally find out with the darkest swamps of reality television. Checklisting all of his many evasions, delusions, contradictions and hypocrisies is, of course, utterly futile. But it's worth acknowledging the day after ITV's coup, he promised Good Morning America he and Meghan won't be moving back to Britain anytime soon, and then saying a profound thank you. It's more appreciated than Harry can ever know. Interesting point. I think Ali's right. He didn't come across as a very nice person when he was talking to Tom Bradby for 90 long minutes. Very snippy all the time. You know, really barking at him whenever Tom Bradby dared to ask her a question he didn't really approve of. Very royal and haughty, wasn't he?
Yes, very haughty. The one thing that really has stayed with me, because there's been such a sort of monumental mass that's come, but is the fact that when Tom said to him, you know, was it right to reveal privacy, things of intimate privacy of your brother, And then when you've said that you don't let anybody do that about you, you know, he's suing newspapers for saying something he thinks invasive into his privacy. But what he said about his brother is fine. He said, well, what's wrong with that? He said, oh, people don't understand. He just flicked it off.
Yes.
So it didn't matter. They didn't answer. He had these sort of terribly regal, superior, spiteful, nasty responses to things. They were ready. I think he was prepared for that. And he wouldn't actually say anything. The same about racism, when Tom was absolutely astonished when he said they hadn't said it.
Yeah.
And when he, don't you think that when Meghan said, you know, they're all talking about the colour of his skin, and he said, doesn't that mean racism? He says, oh no. You know, he just
no, you don't understand. Exactly right.
Anything. He didn't want to answer anything.
And one last point before you go, we've just got about a minute left. This extraordinary stance he takes. He writes in his book that he killed 25 Taliban when he was serving bravely in Afghanistan, for which he deserves credit. And then the press report it, and he blames the press for revealing this. So he puts it in his book. The press report it. He said, that's the press's fault. He blames everybody for everything that's his fault, doesn't he?
Yes. He said that my words are not dangerous. It's the spin on the words that have made them dangerous from the press. That's it. But, I mean, actually, the only thing that is the trouble, he goes into great explanations about the Taliban and why he was there fighting. All okay, but he shouldn't have put the number down. That it only needed 25 there on the page, and has caused a lot. He's caused it for his family. It's much more dangerous. And he is furious with everyone else because he made this error. An editor at the publishers should have said something about this. I'm not anything to do with the monarchy, but I know you don't write the numbers down because it increases the tension. But he hurls it at other people, especially at the British press.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Angela, it's no wonder that according to the British public, according to a YouGov poll, he is now less popular than his awful uncle Andrew, and that is no mean feat.